Hello and welcome to another episode of today's GK. I am Pooja Devedi, and in this segment we bring to you objective questions on a daily basis to help you crack prelims. Let's begin with the practice question of the last segment. Consider the following statements. Penicillin was the first used antibiotic. Penicillin is the cheapest drug to treat rheumatic fever. Rheumatic fever is endemic to India that commonly affects the children in the age group of 5 to 15 years. Here we have to select the correct statement. All of them are correct. The correct answer is option D, that is 1, 2 and 3 only. According to a new study, a regular, affordable penicillin treatment can prevent the risk of underlying rheumatic heart disease progression in children and adolescents. RHD is a serious heart damage caused by rheumatic fever. Now, it is a condition arising from poorly treated repeat infection of Streptococcus bacteria. Remember the name of the bacteria. Worldwide, around 40.5 million people, mostly people under the age of 25, suffer from the disease, and 306,000 people die of it every year, according to recent estimates. And penicillin was the first antibiotic that was discovered in the year 1928 by Alexander Fleming. It is the cheapest option for the treatment of rheumatic fever, which is endemic in India and is one of the major causes of cardiovascular disease. Let's move forward. Consider the following statements regarding the annual status of education report. The report uses census 2011 as the sampling frame. ASER 2021 is the first ever phone-based ASER survey. So we have to select the correct statement. The first statement is correct. The second is incorrect because ASER 2020 was the first ever phone-based survey of ASER. So the correct answer should be option A, that is 1 only. The percentage of rural children who were not enrolled in school doubled during the pandemic, according to the annual status of education report of 2021. The government schools also saw an increase in enrollment at the expense of private schools. Annual status of education report is a nationwide survey of rural education and learning outcomes in terms of reading and arithmetic skills. The survey has been conducted by the NGO Pratham. Remember the name? It uses census 2011 as the sampling frame and continues to be an important national source of information about children's foundational skills across the country. ASER 2020 was the first ever phone-based ASER survey, and it was conducted from September 2020, in the month of September 2020, which is the 6th month of national school closures. Moving on. With reference to the Jagannath Temple, consider the following statements. It was constructed by King Anantvarman Chodaganga Deva of Chalukya dynasty. It is also called Yamanika Tirtha, and it is part of the Char Dham pilgrimage. So we have to select the correct statement. Now, if we talk about the Jagannath Temple, it is a part of the Char Dham pilgrimage, also known as Yamanaka Tirtha. But the King Anantvarma Dev was not from Chalukya but Ganga dynasty. Okay. So first is incorrect, second and third are correct. The correct answer is option C, 2 and 3 only. The Odisha Chief Minister is expected to soon lay the foundation stone of the much-awaited Puri Heritage Corridor located in Odisha. The project will include Sri Jagannath Temple Administration Building redevelopment, a 600 capacity Sri Mandir Reception Center, Jagannath Cultural Center, including Raghunandan Library, etc. Jagannath Temple is believed to be constructed in the 12th century by King Anantvarma Chodaganga Deva of the Eastern Ganga dynasty. Also, Jagannath Puri Temple is called the Yamanaka Tirtha, where, according to Hindu beliefs, the power of Yam, the god of death, has been nullified in Puri due to the presence of Lord Jagannath. This temple was called the White Pagoda and is a part of the Char Dham pilgrimages consisting of Badrinath, Dwarka, Puri, Rameswaram. Moving on, consider the following statements regarding autism spectrum disorder. The symptoms of ASD include difficulty with social communication and interaction and repetitive behaviors. ASD makes itself visible during the teen years of a person's life. It is a type of mental retardation. We have to select the correct statement. It is not a mental retardation because people who have ASD, they show excellence in certain skills. Third is incorrect. Second is also incorrect because ASD makes itself visible during the first 3 years of a child's life. So second and third are incorrect. First is correct, that it consists of having difficulty with social communication and interaction and also repetitive behaviors. So the correct answer is option A, that is one only. Recently, a group of Indian researchers have developed a compound called 6-BIO or 6-BIO that can provide a better method to treat autism spectrum disorder, which is a range of conditions characterized by some degree of impaired social behavior, communication and language, and a narrow range of interests and activities carried out repetitively. Its symptoms include difficulty with social communication and interaction. It is a complex brain development disability, which makes itself visible during the first 3 years of a person's life. Also, it is not a mental retardation, as people with autism show excellent skills in spheres like art, music, writing. There are probably many factors that can make a child more likely to have an ASD, including environmental and genetic factors. Although it is not curable, its symptoms can be addressed with appropriate interventions. Consider the following statements. SafaiMitra Suraksha Challenge is a week-long awareness campaign launched as a part of the World Toilet Day celebration. It was launched by the Ministry of Rural Development. We have to select the correct statement. SafaiMitra Suraksha Challenge is launched by Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. So second is incorrect. Yes, it is a week-long awareness campaign launched as a part of the World Toilet Day celebration. The correct answer should be option A, that is one only. SafaiMitra Suraksha Challenge, and as it is as a part of the World Toilet Day, and that has been there to run up to the Swachh Amrit Divas. It was launched by the MOHUA on 19th November 2020 on the occasion of the World Toilet Day. Also, it aims to encourage cities to mechanize their sewer and septic tank cleaning operation in order to prevent deaths and fatalities of sanitation workers from hazardous entry. The government launched this challenge for all states to make sewer cleaning mechanized by April 2021. Remember the timeline or the date and the month and the year as well. If any human needs to enter a sewer line in case of unavoidable emergency, proper gear and oxygen tanks are to be provided. Okay. Build Back Better World has been recently in the news. Which of the following statements most appropriately describe it? Now, option D is the correct one here because it is a development project of the G7 countries. Recently, President Joe Biden of the US and Chinese President Xi Jinping met for the first virtual bilateral meeting. The meeting ended with the clear divergence in the position taken by the two sides. The Build Back Better World is an international infrastructure investment initiative announced by the G7 or the group of 7 richest democracies in June 2021. The initiative is being seen as the US initiative to counter China's Belt and Road Initiative. The plan is a COVID-19 relief, future economic and infrastructure package proposed by G7 countries for developing and lower income countries. If we look at the components, through B3W, the G7 and other like-minded partners will coordinate in mobilizing private sector capital in 4 areas of focus, namely climate, health and security, and digital technology, also gender equity and equality. Moving on, consider the following statements with respect to the Sydney Dialogue. It is an initiative of the Australian Strategic Policy Institute. Dr. S. Jai Shankar will speak on the theme of India's technology evolution and revolution. We have to select the correct statement. The first is correct. The second is not, because the Prime Minister of India will speak on the theme, has spoken on the theme, as we are discussing it ex post facto. First is correct, second is incorrect. The correct answer is option A, that is one only. Prime Minister of India delivered the keynote address at the Sydney Dialogue around 9 a.m. today. It is being held from 17th to 19th of this month, which is an initiative of the Australian Strategic Policy Institute. It will bring together political, business and government leaders to debate and generate new ideas. The Prime Minister of India will speak at the theme of India's technology, evolution and revolution. Moving on, consider the following statements with respect to the pharma sector of India. India is the largest provider of generic drugs globally. Globally, India ranks third in terms of pharmaceutical production by volume. India's domestic pharmaceutical market is estimated at $42 billion in 2021. So we have to select the correct statement. Now, if we look at it, all the 3 statements are correct. The correct answer is option D, 1, 2 and 3. Prime Minister of India inaugurated the first Global Innovation Summit of the pharmaceuticals industries today through video conferencing. India is the largest provider of generic drugs globally. It supplies over 50% of global demand for various vaccines. It covers 40% of the generic demand in the US and 25% of all the medicines in the UK. India's domestic pharmaceutical market is estimated at USD 42 billion in 2021, which is expected to reach 65 billion USD by 2024, further expanding to USD 120 to 130 billion by 2030. Moving on, globally, India ranks third in terms of pharmaceutical production by volume and 14th by value. India has more than 30% share in the global generic market. Moving on, Water Heroes contest, recently seen in the news, will be launched by which of the following organizations or institutions? The correct answer to this question is option D, that is Ministry of Jal Shakti. Jal Shakti Ministry will launch the Water Heroes Share Your Stories contest from the 1st of December 2021. Water Heroes contest aimed to encourage and collect best practices in water conservation and management from across the nation. The awards will be given every month and a maximum of 10 entries can be considered for the award. It will consist of a cash prize of 10,000 rupees each along with a certificate. Now, if you have to participate, then you have to post your success story on water conservation management that has to be done by making a video which will be of 1 to 5 minutes along with a write-up of up to 300 words. The participants can share their videos with the link of their YouTube video on My Government portal. Moving on, consider the following statements with regard to the National Scientific and Technical Rajbhasha Seminar of 2021. It is organized by the Defence Institute of High Altitude Research. It is being conducted at Chandigarh. So we have to select the statement which is or are not correct. First is correct, that it has been organized by the Defence Institute of High Altitude Research, but it is being conducted at Leh, not Chandigarh. So the correct answer to this question is option B, 2 only. The 3-day National Scientific and Technical Rajbhasha Seminar 2021 began in Leh today, and it is organized by the Defence Institute of High Altitude Research. Over 85 participants from various defense-related research, development, and technical and entrepreneurial fields are taking part. Educational organizations from Chandigarh cluster are also taking part in the seminar. Ladakh Member of Parliament Nam Gyalji said that such seminars on Rajbhasha Hindi would help in reaching the research fruits. Part 17 of the Indian Constitution deals with the official languages in Article 343 to 351. Consider the following statements with respect to the Rezang La War. The Rezang La Pass is located on the eastern watershed ridge of the Chushul Valley that China claims as its boundary. The troops of 13 Kumaon were led by Major Shaitan Singh. So we have to select the correct statement. Both are correct. The correct answer is option C. India will be getting a revamped Rezang La Memorial in Ladakh on the 59th anniversary of the Battle of Rezang La. The revamped Rezang La Memorial will be inaugurated by Defence Minister Rajnath Singh on November 18, 2021. The anniversary of the famous Rezang La battle is celebrated on November the 18th. Rezang La, also called Rechin La, is a mountain pass on the line of actual control. It lies between Indian-administered Ladakh and the Chinese illegally administered Spangur Lake Basin. The pass is located on the eastern watershed ridge of the Chushul Valley. The troops of 13 Kumaon led Major Shaitan Singh defeated many waves of Chinese troops during the Indo-China War of 1962. Let's move on to the practice question. With reference to Comptroller and Auditor General, consider the following statements. His tenure is for a period of 6 years or up to the age of 65 years. He audits the financial accounts of both the levels of the center and the state. He can be removed by the President on the same ground and is in the same manner as a judge of the Supreme Court. So we have to select the correct statement. So that's it for today. Tomorrow we shall meet again with another segment. Until then, stay updated and thank you so much for watching.